It's a new watch day, and I've been waiting for this for the longest time because this is a micro brand that I've been wanting to get hands-on with. Look at that. Now, being a watch YouTuber means that you have to really push yourself and get hands-on with as many watches as you can. If that means getting into boutiques, if that means going to events, to touch, to feel as many watches as you can to broaden your horizon. And every now and then there's a new brand, a young brand that not many people know about that shows up out of nowhere and it just blows your mind. That's how I feel about this brand. I did ask Bettina to send me a quick elevator pitch on the brand.
I started getting into watches when I was around 19. It was on the year that I first started studying architecture in London. And I was just learning how to do technical CAD drawings on the computer. And what I used to do is that I went to my dad's small vintage collection and I was taking his watches and I was learning how to put on the CAD software. And from there, I started getting very interested and I started designing my own stuff. And so after a few months, I had around 6 or 7 fully developed concepts, and one of them was the 528. That's where my dad got very involved and he started talking to manufacturers that could start bringing this product to life. So we just developed the brand together, and it's been something that we have been working on for the past 2.5 years, and it's become something very special.
Now, just to let you know, Moels Co sent me this watch to keep, but there was no compensation, there was no obligation. Generally, the watches I buy or the watches that I'm interested in are the ones that I want to talk about. I've been following this brand ever since it started. I spoke about Moels Co more than 2 years ago on this channel, and I've been in touch with Bettina ever since. This is a family-owned micro brand created by a very young designer. And she's not even a product designer, she's an architect. Both with the 528 and the 369, she's managed to create a brand that's cohesive, it's understandable, it's beautifully created, and both the products so far, they have a strong brand identity. The watch comes in a 39mm case with a lug-to-lug of 46.5mm, a thickness of 12.25mm, with a dome sapphire crystal on top and a flat sapphire on the case back, and 200 meters of water resistance with a screw-down crown. The clasp has a micro adjustment that is phenomenal. The second thing is, look at how this tapers. The way the bracelet just drops, this is exactly what we want. You get a Sellita SW200 movement inside with 38 hours of power reserve and a frequency of 4 beats. On the case back, you have this black perforated metal plate that hides the movement, but you can still see parts of it through those perforations. The dial is made out of brushed aluminum, and the rhodium plated hands are skeletonized. Now, some of the variants feature lume blocks as indices, but this one doesn't. Now, everyone that I showed this watch to over the past few days, they've been shocked, especially when they found out the price. This watch comes at 1,150 pounds. The amount of design consideration that has gone into this, not to mention the movement and the specifications, you are getting a lot of watch for your money. You're getting a lot of design for your money. And design is not cheap. This watch has gone through so many revisions. Consider the fact that Moels Co have only come out with 2 watches, essentially. This is not a big micro brand that's releasing a new watch every 6 months or every 3 months. Look at the brush finishing on the case. Look at the polished edges and the cushion case bezel that sits on this, what they call a barrel-shaped case. You have a touch of modern elements like brushed metallic dial, the skeletonized handset, and the logo at 6 o'clock. You don't see that every day. And even when looking at the bracelet, it has this reptilian look to it. The way it moves, the way it looks, the design details are just impressive. This watch is still very much part of the family. You know, you put this besides the 528, yeah, I can see that this comes from the same designer. There is a bit of consistency even with evolution. Okay, so what would I change I would say the watch is a bit heavy. It feels like the Aquis 41 on the bracelet. But the Oris Aquis is supposed to be a dive watch, a tool watch. This is not supposed to be that. This is an everyday watch with everyday capabilities, but elegant design language. It can be your dress watch when you need it to be, but it can also be your sports watch. What I would do is lower the water distance from 200 meters to 100, slim down the case, and make it a bit lighter. When you have 100 meters of water distance with a screw down crown, that's good enough for you to wear it in the pool. You can practically do 99% of the things that you would do with a watch. But for what this is meant to be, I would say 100 meters is more than enough if it helps to reduce the weight. That would improve the wearing experience. But this is a subjective thing. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to get influenced by me. I'm sure that a lot of people do like having that optionality. One of the things I love is how transparent they are. And they've even mentioned the manufacturing partners that they have, people that they're working with for the bracelets, for the cases. Yes, the design is Bettina's, but then working with the right manufacturers matters, because on the CAD drawings, it looks like one thing, but the way that it feels, the way that it flows, the weight of it, the weight distribution, everything matters. All that comes to the suppliers and the manufacturers that you're working with. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.